The first thing that caught my attention was the title of this part, which is called Al-Husna wal-Qibla, which means the beauty and the right path, and I've been thinking about it for a while now. What is the beauty? Is it the beauty of the story itself? Or is it the beauty of the lesson that we can take from the story? Because when we look at these stories, they are so beautifully written that each one of them has its own unique beauty. But they also have a deeper meaning, a purpose for them being told. They teach us a lesson, they guide us, they correct our course when we go off track. So, is it the beauty of the story or the beauty of the lesson? And then it hit me, it's both. It's the beauty of the story and the beauty of the lesson. In today's episode, we will be talking about the story of Bilqis, also known as Mogadishu in some sources. This story appears in the Quran and it's mentioned in the Bible as well. The interesting thing is that the Bible actually mentions her name, Bilqis, which is something that I found very interesting. The story of Bilqis is found in Surah An-Nam, verses 29 to 39, and Surah An-Naml, verses 16 to 40. In the land of Sheba, deep in the south of the Arabian Peninsula, there arose a woman whose name would be carved into history, Queen Bilqis. She ruled her people with wisdom and insight, choosing reason and peace over war and bloodshed. When the prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, heard of her and her people worshipping the sun, he sent her a message inviting her to worship the one true God. Now, imagine the kind of pressure that this woman must have felt. Not only is she the leader of her people, but she is a woman in a man's world. For her to make a decision that affects her people like this, it takes a lot of courage and conviction. But Bilqis was not any ordinary queen. She was a woman who had a strong sense of justice and fairness. When Solomon sent her a message asking her to accept Islam, she didn't just blindly reject it. She gathered her advisors, listened to their counsel, but ultimately trusted her own wisdom and chose to see the truth for herself. When she arrived at Solomon's palace, she found her own throne there before her eyes. Can you imagine how shocked and surprised she must have been to see this magnificent throne just waiting for her? And then when she saw the power of Allah, the Lord of all creation, she surrendered and submitted to the one true God. But what really stood out to me in this story was Bilqis' response when she realized the truth. She said, "My Lord, indeed I have wronged myself, and I submit along with Solomon to Allah, Lord of the worlds." What a powerful statement that was. She took responsibility for her actions. She acknowledged that she had done wrong by not accepting the truth sooner and submitted herself to Allah, along with her kingdom and her people. She didn't try to hold on to her old ways or resist the truth. Instead, she embraced it and became Muslim. Now, let's think about the significance of this for a moment. Here is a powerful queen who could have easily chosen to stay on her path and rejected the truth. But she chose to acknowledge her mistakes and submit to Allah. Her story teaches us the importance of recognizing the truth and submitting to Allah, no matter how difficult it may seem. Even if it meant giving up everything that she had known and believed in her whole life, she still chose to follow the truth. That is what it means to be truly wise. There are many lessons that we can learn from the story of Bilqis. First, we learn about the importance of seeking knowledge and being open to new ideas. Bilqis did not simply dismiss Solomon's message because it went against her current beliefs. Instead, she sought to understand it further and even traveled to meet him in person. Second, we learn about the importance of surrendering to the will of Allah. When Bilqis realized the truth of Islam, she did not resist it, but rather embraced it wholeheartedly. This teaches us that when we come to know the truth, we should surrender to it without hesitation. And third, we learn about the importance of humility and taking responsibility for our actions. Bilqis acknowledged that she had done wrong by not accepting the truth sooner and submitted herself to Allah. This teaches us that when we make mistakes, we should be humble enough to admit them and take responsibility for our actions. As Muslims, we believe that Allah has sent prophets and messengers throughout history to guide humanity towards the path of righteousness. These individuals are not just historical figures, but role models for us to emulate. Their stories are not just tales of the past, but lessons for us to learn and apply in our lives today. Bilqis, a queen known for her wisdom and power, teaches us the importance of seeking knowledge and being open to new ideas. She didn't just dismiss Solomon's message, but sought to understand it further, showing us the value of intellectual curiosity and the pursuit of truth. Her willingness to learn and grow is an inspiration to us all, reminding us that we should never stop seeking knowledge and understanding. Furthermore, Bilqis's story highlights the importance of surrendering to the will of Allah. When faced with the undeniable truth, she didn't resist, but embraced it wholeheartedly, becoming Muslim. This teaches us that when we come to know the truth, we should surrender to it without hesitation or delay. Resistance against the truth only leads to further astray. In addition to these lessons, Bilqis's story also teaches us about the importance of humility and taking responsibility for our actions. When she realized that she had been wrong in rejecting the truth, she humbled herself and submitted herself to Allah. This teaches us that when we make mistakes, we should be humble enough to admit them and take responsibility for our actions instead of making excuses or blaming others. In conclusion, the story of Bilqis is a powerful reminder for us as Muslims to seek knowledge, be open to new ideas, surrender to the will of Allah, and take responsibility for our actions. May her story inspire us to always strive for wisdom, courage, and righteousness in our lives. Just like Bilqis, we have the ability to choose the right path and make a positive impact on the world around us. Let us remember that Allah Almighty has chosen Bilqis among all the women of her time to be the subject of a whole chapter in the Quran. This shows the importance of her story and the valuable lessons that we can learn from it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you.